My dad was a career Marine. That's all I ever knew about him. He was a Marine. He was, we moved with him everywhere he went, and until he went to Vietnam. We were older kids. We were lucky. We got to know our dad. He was he was only 5'6", but he was intimidating. He was, when people saw him, he had that look in his eye and everything. But when we were younger and in Rhode Island, he had bought a boat, and we took day trips and weekend trips out on the boat and did things with that and everything. He was an awesome boatman. He could navigate us anywhere. But we would go out and do things like that. But every winter we had to take the boat into dry dock. She was a mahogany Owens 27-foot teeny tiny boat. And but we had to sand her down and refinish her every year. And I remember he would get us in there, and we all have to sand down the interior, all that mahogany, all that trim work and everything. And there was one table in there that was flat, and all four of us kids tried to sand that one table, and no, that didn't work. We all had to get on different parts and do it, and it had to be perfect. I was with friends one day, and someone had found a litter of raccoons. The mother raccoon had been killed, and we were a big family with pets and everything. So I got on the list for one of the babies in case someone couldn't keep it, and it went through 2 or 3 other people, and all of a sudden they called me up and said, "You need to come get this raccoon. We can't keep it." And I said, "Okay, fine, I'm on my way." So I went and got the baby and brought it back, put it in the closet in a box, and they were tiny. They were little bitty things, so I went and put it in the closet, and went back to get the bottle and the food and the different things that they had accumulated with this baby. Rode my bike, went and got it, came back to the house, and when I went into the closet to get the baby out, he wasn't there. And I heard laughter coming from the living room, so I crept up the hall to see what was going on, and I looked, and you could look from the doorway into the living room, and Daddy was sitting on the couch, and the raccoon was running up and down behind his back, playing with him. He'd stop and play in his hair, and then he'd run over, and then he'd come back. Daddy loved Fang, as we named him. And we would take him out on the boat with us, and I can remember, never got a picture of it, Daddy floating in the water with Fang sitting on his belly, and I always thought that was kind of cute, and that was the side of him. He could be so intimidating, but he had that sense of humor that just got through, and it was wonderful. We knew that Vietnam was a reality. We knew that he was going to end up going. He actually campaigned heavily to go. It took him a while to get orders to Vietnam, and so we knew he was going. We just did not know when until he got orders. When he got ready to leave, he left from home. My brother turned around and looked at us, and he said, "Cry and make a big fuss because he doesn't think he's coming home." He wrote me a letter on my birthday. He left in August of '68. My birthday was in October. So he wrote me a letter for my birthday and was talking about the beautiful countryside in Vietnam and how it was a shame that it was being destroyed at that point. And the Hmong people were so wonderful and kind, and I was fortunate. Mine was the first birthday after he left, so I got my letter. My brother got his letter, and then he died before my 2 sisters' birthdays came up. So it was a Sunday night, which I found out later was very unusual. They usually sent out notification teams during the week. And it was Sunday night. We were getting ready for school. I am the third of 4 children. And my sisters and I were home with my mother. I'm the middle sister. I had just gotten out of the shower, and I heard the doorbell ring. My older sister went to the door with my mother, and I heard her screaming, "Not my daddy, not my daddy." I did not know any other details other than that. It took them 2 weeks to get the body home, what was left of the body. He was hit by a mortar. It was instantaneous. May have heard the mortar coming in, may not have. Evidently, there was someone standing near him that died at the same time, a young man. We got very sketchy details. My mother kept everything very glossed over. Oh, He was hit, but it just, he had an injury to his head, and they bandaged it up, and, you would know it was Daddy if you saw him. And of course, 2 weeks later, we can't see the body, and there's not enough there to tell. I don't know if there was enough there to recognize or not, but they kept it glossed over for us. And but it was a very, as you can imagine, traumatic night. Being a Marine Corps family, we had no immediate family in the area, and so we had to wait. My grandmother, I remember, came up and stayed with us for 2 weeks until the body got back. It doesn't just affect the immediate family, but details I found out later. My grandmother lived here in Auburn, his mother. She was about 71 at the time, had a heart condition, so my mother's older sister went with them to notify her. I never even considered how did she react. This was her only son, her favorite child, and so it was difficult for her. Everybody in the family was there, it was involved, and everybody was impacted by it. It was a hard period in our lives, for sure. I'm proud of my dad. I'm proud that my dad stepped up. I'm proud that my dad chose to go. I'm proud that he wanted to go. He was a Marine, but he understood the need to have to go, and he was willing to be one of those that went.